Okay, looks like this might be getting to be nearly a daily thing. Some updates on moss tube transfers. I took the nicest cuttings and runners from the Monstera Peru, and we now have a cute little beginning there, another reboot, directly mounted to the wall with no pot. And the Pink Princess pup from the Pink Princess on the end that I always start the video off with is also now without a pot. I'm loving it. Not only does it save an incredible amount of space and begin to give me that illusion of the living wall, because the plants really are now 2.5 inches. You know, the foliage is 2.5 inches out from the actual wall. The stem of the plant where it's planted is even closer. So for all intents and purposes, this really is a different form of living wall planting, except I'm just not, I don't have a sheet attached to the wall, you know, a sheet with pockets or anything like that. I just have individual plastic tubes that I'm using. And eventually I think it's going to give me exactly the kind of look that I'm hoping for. And I really like the way I just not planned out. This is just, it's all evolving as it goes along. But I decided to do one free floating tube between the two, between the potteds. Maybe more or less. It's going to change up a little bit with the gigas here, because the gigas always goes opposite a light like that. And that's, it's only got the option of going there or there. But the Pink Princess I can maybe move. I may put the gigas, well no, we've got the Schefflera. Well, I'm this isn't a planning process explanation video. Okay, there's the gigas with the second pole mounted on the inside the coupling, and it is already basically cleared. It's just at the edge of the coupling, right there, you can see. And it's the new leaf is really beginning to green up from that rust color. I think that's awesome, the way it changes like that. There is the knuckle of the silver sword. I'll probably take cuttings from this painted lady to do another one on a floating tube, but we'll see. This Capricia ornata, the tall one, I moved to the back, and I replaced it with the shorter of the two. It has finally begun to give me leaves. I don't know if you can see it well, but there is a brand new leaf. There's the back side of it right there. So happy. And of course, boom, boom, the two newest leaves on the shorter clump. And the Capricia medallion, or Calathea medallion, has begun to really drink up a lot of water, and it is now giving me these humongous honking leaves. That's bigger than the spread of my hand. And I'm a kind of small guy, but I've got slightly wide hands. They make my forearms look tiny. Came from years ago when I worked as a fisherman pulling nets all day long for about 3 years. My hands actually spread out. Okay, but enough about me. That Monstera Peru is going to get chopped down all the way at least to the base, and I'll see if there are any other cuttings, and they'll get stuck in to the existing Monstera Peru pole. I still have another Monstera Peru, a singlet on its own moss pole. I actually took a cutting from it today, Just really quickly, this nice dark green leaf here, that's from the other room, the spider plant and pothos factory room. So yeah, I've got enough Monstera Peru that I can just take that icky looking foliage out and chuck it. And I have plans for that particular tube because it has a channel and not just individual holes and at the base, and I will probably use it to try to redo this glorious entirely and make it absolutely vertical as it is. And right now it's a slightly inclined growing stem. The actual stem goes from here and it follows a line to the edge of the pot. And it was growing this way, and then it stopped when it met the tube, and then it went this way, and it's now stopping as it meets the lip of the pot. So I'm going to take it out, excuse me, and because that other tube has a channel, I can transfer a really large portion of its root mass into the tube that's in the pot. I don't think it really went up the pole that much. I'll probably find out sometime tomorrow or the day after. And what else did I want to show? Yeah, the Philodendron gigas baby, number 1, doing quite well. There's its latest leaf, already darkening up nicely. And I did this today as well. This is a doublet of Painted Lady. The bottom plant had its own pot and pole. It was on the floor. And this, the top cutting, is a pup from this one, which is going to be going into this tube once I modify it. I'm going to move it directly into its own tube. I'm really going crazy with this stuff, folks. It makes so much more sense to me to do it this way. The dosing's easier. The watering's easier. I don't have to balance between watering the tube and watering the pot. Sometimes, if I want to really soak the tubes, when they're in the pot, then the pot gets waterlogged because of the bonide granules. All of that now disappears. And if I want to do a chop and drop, all I have to do is, fit in one tube into another tube. And they're so light, I can literally suspend them from the ceiling. So I think I'm going to be doing mostly that. Going forward, I'll leave, some areas like this one. This I just like too much. I just think that makes a really nice exhibit. I really like the way it came out. So from the Dieffenbachia to the Gigas, the general game plan here is going to stay the same. And now that I'm also doing the wall here, that gives me even a further back dimension from behind the sawtooths. And I really like the way that this first 6 feet or so has, maybe a little bit more, has turned out. So I'm going to pause here and we'll check some other things out real quick. Okay, and I do apologize for the shaky hands, but that's what I'm stuck with. Peppers in December. I think it's December 1st. Peppers in December. And one of the Begindicorms is still slowly but surely poking its head out. I'm waiting for the one right next to it to do the same. There's the coleus. And right in here is one seed I planted today of, I forget already what they're actually called, the black dragon. And I'm going to show you how tiny these seeds are. I got 20 seeds, right? You can see against my fingers just how tiny these are. And I planted one. And if it grows, I'm not going to plant any more till at least the spring. I'm just going to let this grow, and then I'll do, the standard cutting deal. I'm very good at propagating coleus, as anyone should be. It's got to be one of the easiest, really great color foliage plants to propagate. Okay, enough here. And a quick shot of the black wall, the black corner. And I did make some changes here today. I added, this was the Monstera Adansonii cutting that I had in reserve that I decided to transfer over to here. And the rest of this pole was bare. But today I took some of the cuttings that were in pots, of course, in the main room, and took them out and decided to buddy everybody up on this one pole. And it'll probably get transferred over to where this guy is, because this is going to be the new top for that Adansonii. So I hope it's all clear. But this Adansonii is eventually, once I get it, to cross over to its new top pole, it's going to be here. This is just to act as a visual plug, so to speak, a stopper. And I took this ring of fire and moved it down from where it was way up top there, because the lighting angle is all wrong. I needed to go up, and where it was the bulb is not angled towards it enough. It would have tried to reach down to get to the strongest point of light. So I moved it downwards here where it's in a better lighting situation, and I didn't even notice that it was touching the... There we go. Okay. It was blocking the emerging leaf of the silver sword. But that's where things are. I added even another little cutting right there, and that's it. No more. Like I said, I am a compulsive, I just love propagating stuff. And I'll show, of course, how could I not show the baby Gigas, and look at how it's so beautifully orienting itself properly. Now to match its new orientation. It is not orientating itself, peoples. It is orienting itself. Pet peeve. Okay, and we'll do one more pan back. But yeah, I like how things are coming along. My back isn't too fond of it though. But that's a story for another day. Okay, enough.